How many of you guys love Shilajit? Perfect. I brought some Shilajit infused honey sticks for everybody. So let's just pass these around, get things started with a little bit of an energy boost. My name is Ben, and I'm the founder of Lajit Gold. We specialize in Sherpa-sourced Himalayan Shilajit. This is a single origin form of Shilajit that comes from high altitudes in the Western Himalayas. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about our sourcing, the transparency in our supply chain, what our mission is, how we give back to the indigenous cultures that help make this possible. We're going to go over some of the most common benefits and commonly asked questions about our products so that you're well educated and informed, know how to interact with your customers and give them the best possible information that you can. One of the big problems that we're facing today, we're living in a time where the nutrients in our food and the nutrients in our soil have been depleted. One of the main reasons for this is because of modern farming practices. So industrial agriculture loves to overtill, loves to monocrop, loves to use pesticides, herbicides, and all of these things that disrupt the microbiome of our earth, our soil health. So what does this do? Well, first of all, our food doesn't have nearly as many nutrients as it did even just 50 years ago. Now, you guys work here, Herbally Grounded. This is a beautiful place in Las Vegas that we get to offer all these great herbs and health and wellness products for people. So you're probably aware that there's a lot of people out there interested in taking supplements, interested in taking herbs, and it's because they know that there are nutritional gaps in our diet because of the quality of our soil and the quality of our food. So when we invest into supplements, when we invest into herbs, what are some of the big problems that we find with that? Well, first of all, there's a ton of information out there, and not all of it's accurate, not all of it's good. So people are coming in already wanting more education, not really sure where to start. A lot of supplements and a lot of the ways that we offer herbs in the modern day make them poorly absorbable, really hard for the body to actually utilize. So people end up investing a fortune in things that don't really move the needle for them, aren't really affecting anything, maybe just making their pee more expensive, right? So when we look at some of the ways that we can introduce the proper nutrition into these individuals who are looking to optimize the way that they're feeling, they want more energy, they want balanced hormones, they want to see more vitality in their life. Well, there's a simple ingredient that's missing from our soil that is going to help with not only the nutrients they're missing, but the absorption of the other nutrients they're getting from their food and their supplements. And that ingredient is fulvic acid, which is one of the main components of Shilajit. So Shilajit is the highest natural concentration of fulvic acid. And that's what's missing from the top layer of our soil. It's where all of the trace minerals that Shilajit's known for come from. So these are fulvic minerals, which one of the key differentiators between Shilajit and sea moss, for instance, they both have a great source of minerals, but the minerals in Shilajit are fulvic minerals, which are the most bioavailable form. They're the easiest for our bodies to utilize. One of the things that I love about Shilajit is that it helps to improve the absorption and the bioavailability of other nutrients and other plant alkaloids. And there's a few reasons for that. First of all, Shilajit has fulvic acid and the dibenzoyl alpha pyrones, these other microbial metabolites that help to carry the nutrients to the cell and help to distribute those nutrients at a cellular level. Shilajit's known as a cognitive enhancer. Some of the first reported benefits that people see are increases in mental clarity, reductions in brain fog, improved focus, improved memory, improved cognitive function. We're going to see a better overall mood after taking Shilajit because it's dopaminergic, so it's helping for you to manufacture those good neurotransmitters that make us feel great, right? And these are all different ways that Shilajit is helping to improve the way that we maneuver throughout our day and feel most aligned with our purpose, which is a big part of our mission. We believe that in order to nourish the world, we have to start by feeding the soul that perceives it. That's our guiding mission statement. It's why we love to partner with places like Herbally Grounded, because you guys are serving your community every single day, giving people the tools that they need to live healthier, happier, more vibrant, and more purposeful lives. And it truly is a more purposeful life, because there's a million things that matter when you're healthy, right? But there's only one thing that matters when you're sick, and that's just getting better. The interactions that you have with customers, I'm sure you hear tons of different stories and reasons that people have found themselves on a health and wellness journey. Very, very rarely is it because somebody just woke up one day and is like, I feel pretty good, I want to feel better. Usually it's like we went through hell and we were in the trenches, and me personally, I struggled with autoimmune issues and all types of stuff that Western medicine didn't seem to have a solution for. And I didn't close the door on Western medicine completely, but I built a bridge. And that's what I want you guys to do, is be building bridges for people. The more that we can do to take our power back, educate people, reclaim our own sovereignty when it comes to health and wellness. I've had a chance to go out to the Himalayas, spend time in Nepal on the ground, really supporting these communities that make it possible for us to experience things like Shilajit, to further bridge that gap and bring some of the indigenous wisdom and some of the wisdom of Ayurveda into the modern world, where some of our current problems, it seems like there's a direct solution right there. It's a magnet for people who are looking for ways to serve themselves better, that have been let down by a lot of modern practices. So you guys get to be that bridge. We are so grateful for that, because the more that we can interact with people one-on-one in our communities, the more that we can start to honor that mission of nourishing the world by feeding the soul that perceives it. Because people come in here, they're hungry for a few things. They're hungry for health, they're hungry for knowledge, and they're hungry for connection. As a customer here, somebody who's shopped here quite a few times, I think that you have some of the best staff on the planet, you guys right here. Very, very knowledgeable. You have a lot of stuff that you're working with, so it's hard to know the ins and outs and the ups and downs of every single thing. But there are a few things that really make a big difference without a large amount of time or money invested. Right? And I think that Shilajit is one of those things. Mental clarity, better mood. You're going to have more focus. You're going to feel a little bit stronger, a little bit more endurance, stamina, better recovery, better rest. These are all benefits that start to happen within just the first few days, first couple of weeks of taking it. Now, once you extend that into a 60 to 90 day period, you're going to see things like improved collagen synthesis. So type 1 collagen synthesis gets boosted. This is huge, because collagen production in our body goes down dramatically as we age, and that is responsible for our skin, our hair, our nails, our gut health. You also have the benefit of protein synthesis. So now they're going to get more benefits from the protein that they're absorbing, because it's being synthesized by the body better. Now our body's utilizing it better. The hormone benefits in men, Shilajit has been shown to boost free testosterone, overall testosterone, DHEAs. All of these androgenic markers go up after 90 days of daily Shilajit consumption. So when we share that study, a lot of people ask, well, what about women? I mean, we don't necessarily want women's testosterone skyrocketing, right? And that's true. But the thing that's beautiful about Shilajit is it's an adaptogen. I'm sure that most of you are familiar with that word. Adaptogens, they work in a very specific way with the body. They're working with the body's intelligence. So they're going to work with you and not against you. And when women take Shilajit, we're seeing hormonal balance. So sometimes testosterone might go up slightly if that's what that woman needs, right? But in most cases, it's not so much the constant checking and measuring of hormones that we're looking at. It's more how people are feeling, what they're reporting back. The anecdotal evidence still points in the right direction when you see enough consistency and congruency in it, right? So when we hear things like, well, my premenstrual symptoms have completely gone away, or they've gotten much better since I've started taking Shilajit, we love to hear that. We love to hear when women are at the phase of their life where they're experiencing premenopausal or menopausal symptoms, that those symptoms are reduced or alleviated because they start to take things like Shilajit. It's a beautiful thing. I want to hear more stories like that. And the way that we're going to hear more stories like that is by educating people on, hey, this is what's worked for others. It's worth taking a look at. We know that we have a problem that's urgent with our food system. This isn't a magic bullet that's going to make everything better overnight, but it's a way for people to cover the nutritional gaps and get what they're missing from our diet while we work with farmers and communities to start to regenerate the soil and create more food sovereignty. It's a long game, something that we have to play on both sides, because right now in the short term, we need ourselves, we need each other to be healthy, vital, and able to actually step up to the challenge that demands some solutions. We're not going to get out of the woods on the soil health by just taking our supplements and herbs and ignoring it, right? But when we look at the practices that are actually helping to regenerate the soil, it's regenerative farming, it's biodynamic farming, it's community gardens, it's people living more local and giving back to the earth that provides the food for us, and getting away from industrial agriculture in the sense of monocropping, herbicides, pesticides, all these things that disrupt the soil, disrupt bee populations, disrupt the ecosystems that are making the healthiest and most life-affirming food. It's a big mission, but you guys are a huge part of it. There's so much to cover with Lajit and our mission. I know that I didn't hit every single thing that I wanted to. I'm just gonna go quickly over the 3 products that we offer, what the differences are with those, and what might be the most applicable to certain people. The Shilajit honey sticks came about because we love the story of Aristotle sharing Shilajit with Alexander the Great. We love the mythology behind Shilajit. The honey and the Shilajit, they work in unison to create this kind of like really quick energy, this mental boost that people love to use as a pre-workout. People love it as like a afternoon pick-me-up or just quick snack on the go. We're getting a lot of really great feedback right now from the bodybuilding and athletic community that is utilizing the honey sticks as like a pre-workout and a way for that quick nutrition. All of our products are the same Gold Grade high altitude resin. So this is a single origin Shilajit resin that comes from the Western Himalayas, above 16,000 feet, above the tree line. I tried probably a few dozen different sources from different regions, different mountains, the Alti Mountains, the Eastern Himalayas, closer to like Bhutan and China. And depending on where you source Shilajit from, what altitude it comes from, how it's purified, the herbs that are used, if it's dried in the sunlight or if they use heat to dry it, it's gonna affect the constitution of it, the quality, the taste, the experience, the nutrients. All of these things are impacted by the way that it's sourced and purified. So when I started to work with the Sherpas that we're partnered with in Nepal and utilize this Shilajit, I knew it was really special. Energetically, just like the way that I experienced it. I found this source, I started to take it, I started to share it with friends and family. I was really impressed with it. For 18 months, I had tubs of this stuff that I'd purchased from the Sherpas just sitting in my closet. I just wanted it for myself. It's something that helped me in my own journey so much that this resin was important to me. And I wanted to have my own unique relationship, my own source with it. I'm a bit of an herbalist myself, so I like to really take things to the extreme. I'll microdose and macrodose things until I find kind of the perfect point of saturation and be my own guinea pig, be my own experiment. So I did that with the Shilajit, cultivated this relationship with it and with the Sherpas who were procuring it for me. And in September 2021 is when we launched, when we brought the Shilajit resin, our flagship product, still the #1 seller of our product line. We brought it to the world for the first time. We started to work with a third-party accredited lab in Phoenix, Arizona that did our initial testing. We launched in Sedona, Arizona, which is where I grew up, and that was the perfect community to do it in. Just like really receptive. We had a lot of support. A couple of months go by and we keep getting feedback like, hey, I love the idea of this. I hate the ritual of it. Like the resin's like too messy to work with. It's hard. Like I travel too much. I opened my bag and it was like all over the place. we're getting this feedback from people. It's loud enough to where it's like, okay, like this is something worth responding to. I'm big on tradition, but after getting this feedback, talking to a few of the people that we were working with on like the retail side as well, we had a kava bar in Sedona that wanted to do like a botanical drink line with it. So I go over to our facility and we start to experiment with distilled water and Shilajit resin. Shilajit's water soluble. So we put together a recipe where 1 milliliter dose would be 333 milligrams of purified Shilajit. And that's how our liquid drops were born. So it was really an answer to some of our first customers' biggest pain point with the product. People love convenience. So the Shilajit liquid drops are really a product that answers their biggest problem and gives people the ability to take Shilajit in a convenient and consistent way. And we love that out here in the desert because now we can add Shilajit to our water, to our cold drinks, to our iced coffee. It's not just exclusive to warm beverages or like putting a glob of resin under your tongue anymore, which I still love to do. Don't get me wrong. That's still my preferred way to take it, is the resin. And you'll find that there's a lot of people out there that agree. But since launching the liquid drops, they've been responsible for about 40% of our overall sales because people love that convenience factor and the accuracy of dosing that comes with something in a tincture bottle versus having to scoop it out of a jar. So those are the 3 products that we focus on. They all seem to work really well for different types of people. I like the resin when I'm at home. I like the liquid drops when I'm traveling or just to put some extra minerals and structure into my water. We don't have access to great spring water super close here in Vegas, so it's one of the biggest bummers for me as a water snob, but you get some purified water and put a couple drops of the Lajit liquid drops in it. Now you have remineralized, restructured water that actually tastes and feels a little bit closer to spring water. So it's kind of the next best thing.